Live. What's going on, everyone? Thank you all so much for tuning in this time. Everybody that's here, I greatly appreciate it. Anybody watching the replay, thank you so much. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. What a great game. First half, for being honest, was not right. Like first half was rough for this Lakers team. Right? It was just like, come on, man. Like, and it was just like every time the Lakers started to gain some traction, credit Utah. You know, they went on a run and all that. And then you finally got control, and then once you did, you didn't relinquish it. And of course, Mr. LBJ, LeBron James was phenomenal in this game. He shredded and picked Utah apart, and he did it without scoring the basketball. Right? Like he did it, so it wasn't like he went and dropped 30 or something like that. No, he just, back-to-back plays the Ayton, back-to-back plays the Jake LaRavia. Just picked this team apart. And really just was the thing that blew this game wide open, right? This game was, Utah was looking like they were coming back a little bit. It was like, ooh, like this is getting a little rough, this, that, and the other. And then you just saw the LeBron James show, and he just chose to really kind of pick everything apart and just really put the Lakers in excellent shape and position to win that game. You can't start Rui Hachimura. Look, I love Rui. I've talked about it. You can't. He's not a 3. Part of the reason we're getting shredded is you don't have that perimeter defense out there, right? You can't have Luka, Austin Reeves, and Rui Hachimura. Now, I'm hoping that was nothing more than just familiarity, right? LeBron's first game back. We want to kind of work some stuff out, have some familiarity out there that's played well off of LeBron before in the past type thing. I'm hoping that's what it is. Because if the concern is like, hey, Rui goes to the bench and he checks out, as much as I love Rui Hachimura, you have to trade him. You do. Because we cannot have him in the starting unit. I love Rui. Again, he's great. Him in the 6-man role, maybe more of a focal point offensively, I think would be fantastic. You got to get off of him if you can't bench him, if you can't have him come off the bench. You can still give him his minutes and all that stuff, but you need to kind of find ways to work this out. Across the board, though, I thought that outside of Rui, because Rui did have a poor game, outside of Rui, I thought everyone, or pretty much everybody that played was great. I thought Jackson Hayes was phenomenal. He had some huge moments, some huge sequences. Jake LaRavia had himself a game as well. He was great. He was fantastic. Adu Thero gave you another bucket, 101 from the field. I love it. Gabe Vincent, I thought was actually really good. Marcus Smart, I thought was really good. Gabe Vincent, I thought gave us some nice minutes when he was in there on both sides of the basketball. Again, this was one of those things, Bronny hit a 3, so that was good to see. But I thought for the most part, Austin Reeves, LeBron James, Luka Doncic, I thought, for the most part, we're good out there. I liked what we saw as far as LeBron kind of playing off ball. You saw early on playing off ball, took a couple threes, right? Luka running the show, Luka doing his thing. Then you had moments where Austin was doing the same thing. LeBron kind of continued to play off ball. And then you had these pockets where it was LeBron's time, right? And you saw that in the fourth quarter. You saw that a couple times early on. It's what I've talked about in my breakdown videos, right? Of LeBron returning all that stuff. Like not taking away from the other guys. Let Reeves be Reeves, right? Don't come in and be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. Now, obviously, it's his first game back. He was a little more passive than he probably will be otherwise. But again, 12 assists, shredded this team. But this is, I expect him to be more aggressive. I don't think he's going to average 11 points a night, right? Like, I think he'll be in the 20 range. But this kind of balance is what I'm talking about. Right, this kind of balance where Austin Reeves still gets to be Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves, 26 points, right? He had 5 rebounds. He didn't do as much of a playmaking role because LeBron and Luka were handling the playmaking duties. That's fine, right? You'll have moments where Reeves goes playmaker mode. You have moments where LeBron, is more aggressive, vice versa, so on and so forth. But again, it's just finding that balance. It'll only get better, right? They'll get more comfortable out there. They'll figure out kind of how to piece it together. But I thought that this was a good start, right? Of what I'm talking about, right? LeBron, 7 field goal attempts. I expect him to take more than 7 field goal attempts, right? Like, but I talked about his efficiency. I think he'll be probably the most efficient version we have maybe ever seen, right? Because he's playing alongside Luka and Austin Reeves, and DeAndre Ayton was great. He had a 20-14 game. LeBron and Ayton's connection. And I mean, he's just going to feast. DeAndre Ayton is going to feast on playing alongside Luka and LeBron and Austin Reeves and them just feeding him regularly, right? So it's nice to see, that this team starting, right out the gate. Now, obviously it's Utah, right? It's not the best, it's not like we shredded OKC or anything like that. So, Utah's probably not the absolute best barometer, but one of the things that I talked about is like this stretch that the Lakers have coming up is so vital given that everybody's coming back, right? It's really hard to figure out things. It's really hard to experiment on things. It's really hard to find your kind of footing and what you want to be as a team when you're going through the gauntlet, right? Like say the next 5 games were, whatever, Minnesota, Denver, OKC, Cleveland, whatever, right? Like, and you have this just like 5-game gauntlet. It's so much tougher to kind of work on the things that you need to work on because you need these wins and you need to get the tiebreakers and you need to like do all these things. So like, you're trying to find your identity. You're trying to figure stuff out because again, like there were games where the Lakers had like 5 healthy guys in their G League guys, right? Like, so now you're going in, it's like everybody's healthy. There's going to be nights, right? Like Jared Vanderbilt, I wish would have, gotten to see the court, right? Like, you look at Vando, he was a DNP, right? And it's like, he's a guy that, especially when Keon George was just lighting it up, it was like, can we get Vando on him and like at least apply the pressure? Maybe you can kind of slow him down. But there's going to be games where like guys don't play, right? You're not going to be able to play all 15 guys every night, right? So, I'm hoping that they can find things because look, if you're not going to play Vando, like if this becomes the norm, then you got to trade him. Like if you just look at it like, hey, we there's no spot for Vando because like Laravia is the better 2-way player, and then we got to find minutes for Rui, so he's going to be playing more 3 and more 4 and blah, 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 right? Then fine, trade Jared Vanderbilt and his $10 million or $10.5 million salary or whatever, right? Same thing with Rui. If Rui's not comfortable coming off the bench, then you got to get off of him. Right. Again, I love Rui, but you saw Utah shred them. Like, what do you think is going to happen when we start playing these top teams again? Right. They're going to target Rui and just, work on the strong side, on the strong side of the action. Like it's things that we're going to have to figure out. Again, it's very early on. This is the first game with everybody back. I expect things to kind of figure out more and more. I don't want to, again, we got the win. This is a great win. I don't care if you win by 1 or you win by 100, right? Like Lakers put up 140 points, right? Like, like again, I believe the Lakers, and I've said this all season, Lakers are probably going to be the best offensive team in all of basketball with LeBron, Luka, and Austin Reeves, right? And then DeAndre Ayton and Jake Laravia, and then, even Rui Hachimura and all these guys, right? Like, again, they were putting up like 120 without LeBron, Austin Reeves, and Luka Doncic. Right? Like putting up 140 points, I don't think is going to be that crazy for this team. I wouldn't be shocked if this team does that pretty regularly, right? Like, because again, they just have so much offensive firepower. I don't like the 126 points they gave up, but again, there's things that, you got to work on once the game, once the game's over, the last couple minutes or whatever, you're kind of taking your foot off the gas a little bit and stuff like that. But nonetheless, right? LeBron looked great considering. Right, LeBron's only going to get better. He's only going to get more comfortable out there. He still didn't quite look like LeBron. There's still things that, like his handle wasn't quite there. His lift wasn't quite there. Like there's things. I mean, he said himself, right? He's basically got newborn lungs, but he doesn't have the newborn brain, right? Like his IQ is still very much there. Again, that just watch that masterclass. Just where he was just picking everybody. It was such a beautiful moment to watch LeBron back and all the things he could do. But again, like this is what I'm talking about, right? Like you don't need LeBron. I made a video about LeBron earlier. We got the announcement he returned. And I said, like you want to look at LeBron as Hulk, right? Like the Avengers can handle most things, right? But like, when it calls for, it's like, hey, big guy, sun's getting real low, right? Like that's when it's like, all right, here we go, right? Like you don't need the Hulk for every situation, right? You don't want to unleash him for every situation. You only want to unleash him when you need to, right? Like, most of the time you can handle things. Or I used, a Dragon Ball Z reference where it's like, hey, Vegeta and Trunks and Gohan and all that, they can handle most of the things, right? Like, they can handle most of the monsters or the aliens and stuff like that. But hey, Frieza's in town, Boo's here, let's go get Goku, right? Like that's what you need, right? So to me, again, let LeBron continue to preserve himself. Let him continue to play off ball. Have those moments, again, those moments in those pockets. This is all in my breakdown. And it's basically how it went. And I really like that. I want to see that continue. But anyway, enough of the talking and breakdown and all that stuff. Let's get into all these super chat questions, all the regular chat questions, all of that real quick. Hit that like button for me. Hit that subscribe button for me. You people are beautiful. Let's get into it. Samurai Jack coming out, $2 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Do you think Braun has any 40-point games left in him? Of course. I mean, question is, do you need him to? Right? Like, I don't want LeBron to get 40 just to get 40, right? Like, again, it's about preserving himself. The last few seasons, he's been injured come playoff time, right? It's because of how much he's had to carry, how much he's had to do over the course of the season. Hey, if we can have a fully healthy LeBron James, because we've been able to kind of he's just giving you 22 a night and all that stuff. Again, I'd rather preserve those 40-point games for like, hey, game 7, conference finals, OKC. Hey, big guy, sun's getting real low, right? Like, again, like that's what I want to see. I want to see the, preserve LeBron. Like, I don't like, yeah, I'd love to see LeBron go drop a 40 piece or a 50 piece, right? Like I would, but it's not necessary, especially at his age, right? Can he do it? Sure. I like maybe not like right now because he's just getting back from injuries. Like give him some time, but like there'll be a game where he's like, 8 of 9 from 3-point range, gets a couple foul. Like I think LeBron will have a 35 game or something like that, or a 30 game where he's just hot or something like that. 40 is it's tough to get to 40. But again, like I don't want it something that's forced, right? If we need it, go get it, right? Like, but if not, like I'd rather preserve those games. I mean, I've talked about it before. Think of the last few years, right? How many times did LeBron go get a 40 piece just for us to have a chance to win? And we didn't even win most of those games. Right? Like, it's just like, I don't want to see LeBron overexert himself. He's 41 in year 23. Right. And, I did my LeBron video and stuff like that about, Austin Reeves and all that stuff. And, of course, again, I'm somebody that's on record. I believe LeBron is the greatest player to ever play the game. Like LeBron is ridiculous what he's doing, but we have to be honest, right? He's in year 23. He's age 41. Can he carry on a given night? Sure. But he can't carry every night, and you shouldn't ask him to, right? Again, I look at LeBron as the piece that puts you over the top. I look at LeBron as the piece that is the difference. Like Lakers are a playoff team without LeBron. With LeBron, you're a contender. Like that's the idea. That's the goal, right? Like so many people are like, "Oh, LeBron, oh, you're how dare you disrespect LeBron?" No, it's not disrespecting LeBron. It's understanding the situation and not wanting to do it. Sure, could he do that? Sure, could he go get you 30 a night and average 25, 8, and 8? Sure, but why? At the sake of him getting hurt come playoff time or whatever, or wearing him down, or he's exhausted or gassed. No, we did that experiment the last few years, and it hasn't gone well, right? So this year, I hope that he doesn't have to put on the cape. If, it's called for, yeah, I absolutely think that he can get a 40 piece. But anyway, I appreciate you, Samurai Jack. Thank you so much for Super Chat. All right, let's get in the regular chat until some more trickle in. The casuals that say we're better without LeBron, quiet. Now, of course, always. Does it make sense to trade for Cam Thomas so we can have a high volume scorer off the bench? And also, why did Vando not play? It might be a secret suspension. I don't think it's a secret suspension. I just, again, like there's going to be guys that get DMPs depending on the situation, depending on the circumstance. I would have liked to play, especially when Keontae George was tearing us up in that first half. That would have been a great time to just throw him out there. We got the win, so I can't put too much emphasis on it, but I don't think it's anything like that. Cam Thomas, going and getting that sixth man guy off the bench, the high volume scorer off the bench, it's not something that I think is a necessity, right? I think there's just much bigger pressing needs, like a true starting three. Look, if Jackson Hayes continues to play the way he's been playing, I don't even think you need a backup center. I think the things that the two biggest pressing needs that I would do if I had my choice, go get that clear-cut, high-level starter. Andrew Wiggins, Herb Jones, Miles Bridges, somebody like that, right? And then can you get that kind of next tier guy? Think of Matisse Thybulle, a Gordon Haywood Highsmith, sorry. A Baji, right? Like a Keon Ellis, right? Can you go get somebody like that? Now I think the Lakers are probably the best team in all of basketball, right? Assuming all the pieces together. Right? The bench, I actually think the bench is going to be much better because you got to think, Lakers have been, if I'm not mistaken, have been dead last in bench scoring this season. They were last season, but this season context is important, right? Again, most of your bench scoring, most of your bench guys are starting or have been starting, where now you're going to have those guys coming off the bench, right? And that's why I think Rui coming off the bench, because if Rui, you can make him more of a focal point, you can kind of have him going up against, second string guys, stuff like that. I think he's a guy that can maintain, especially as efficient as he's been. I think he's a guy that can maintain that 15 to 17 point a game scoring. So now you get him. You add in Jake LaRavia. Jackson Hayes trickles in, 6 points. You have, Marcus Smart trickle in 6 points, whatever, right? All of a sudden it's hey, Lakers might actually be a really good bench offense, right? Now collectively you might be getting, 40 points a night off the bench, right? You look at this game, right? Marcus Smart gave you 5. Jackson Hayes gave you 8. There's 13. Jake LaRavia gave you 16. There's, what is that? 29, right? Adding Gabe Vincent gave you 6. There's what? Why am I blanking? 29. There you go. 35. I don't know why I blanked on that. And then another 5. So you basically got 40 points off the bench, right? I don't think that that's crazy. I think you could do that regularly, genuinely. Admin coming out the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Reeves is averaging more points and assists than Curry. Waters won't like this. I know it's only one game, but LeBron looks bought into JJ's system, which is good, right? One of the big things I talked about, right, is it's up to JJ and it's up to LeBron. That was the big point that I really hit on, right? It's up to LeBron to make it known, hey, you guys have been killing it. You guys have been cooking. Don't start to default to me because you think that you need, because I'm here, right? Because it's very easy to just default to LeBron because it's LeBron, right? He's the greatest player ever. He's still LeBron James. You watch games like this and you're just dude, this guy is ridiculous, right? It's one of those things where it becomes almost nature to hey, oh, LeBron's on the court, right? But you don't want that. Not at this stage. Like I've said, I don't think this works if he's 35. It works because he's 41 in year 23, and I think he understands. He's said it himself all offseason. Said it on Mind the Game. I need to let Luka and Reeves be Luka and Reeves. He said, in interviews that hey, I've been working all offseason on my catch and shoot threes. So, which tells you he's going to play more off ball. Talked about, I wouldn't be shocked if he has the highest volume 3-point percentage of his season, right? He doesn't have to work hard. You have Luka and Austin Reeves who can create for you, right? Make it easy on yourself, right? And then it's up to JJ to find that balance and integrate LeBron into the offense, but also find him those pockets, right? I thought they did a good job tonight, and I think it will only get better. But I thought they did a good job tonight of LeBron playing the kind of passive role, right? Letting Luka playing off ball, right? Because I talked about it. People point to, oh, well, LeBron, he did it last year. He didn't, though. Luka came and his usage rate dropped 1%, right? What we saw today was him playing more off ball, committing to letting the guys run the show, letting Laravia be Laravia, finding the hot hand in Laravia, right? Feeding Ayton, feeding the big man, right? There's going to be moments in game stretches where you need him to be more aggressive offensively. But again, let Austin Reeves be Austin Reeves. The whole idea, like he talked about, I need to fit in, right? And I saw so many people like, oh, well, it's Austin Reeves. No, you don't fit in by knocking somebody else out. I don't pull you off the ledge so I can fit into the gap. No, right? Like fitting in is fitting in, right? Being a part of it. Again, there's going to be moments where you need him to be Goku, right? There's going to be moments where you need him to be the Hulk, right? Like allow him to do that, right? He's had to carry so much over the years. And he finally has a guy, as much as I love Anthony Davis, he finally has a guy that can, be the guy for him and take so much pressure off of him. It's not a knock. Like people try to make it out like, oh, you're just, you're knocking LeBron. It's not a knock. It's a testament to LeBron that he has that ability to do so. A lot of players can't. A lot of players can't play off ball. A lot of players can't make the adjustment. A lot of players can't lower their usage rate. Most guys have to get their field goal attempts or have to do whatever, right? If anything, it's a praise towards LeBron. So again, it's up to JJ to really kind of still find him those pockets to be aggressive, to score the basketball, to like run the show. And you saw that, right? That was great. I loved it, but appreciate it, man. Diagoro, I hope I said that correctly. Coming out the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Dragon Ball Z reference, of course, always. I try to quote him as much as possible. If you're familiar with the channel or if you stick around, you'll get the DBZ references. You'll see me wearing DBZ shirts, all that stuff. Right now, it's like snowing and stuff, so it's hoodie season. But you said, well, you rock. What's next Pokemon? I've actually made a couple. Scooby. I gotta find a Scooby-Doo reference. I try to like they like Supernatural. Scooby-Doo. Talk about Scooby-Doo. Supernatural. Big Supernatural guy. The show and stuff like that. I've made like little references to that. Like if I can find kind of like the references, I try to do it. But yes, we are absolutely back. I absolutely love it. Trust me, I try to squeeze in and sneak in as many references as I can. So like I said, stick around, but I appreciate you nonetheless. And I love it, right? Fully healthy. I think these next 5 days are going to be very crucial for this Lakers team. I think these next 5 days are going to be very important because it allows you to get some rest, get guys healthy still or maintain the health, get guys treatments and stuff like that, but also hopefully get a couple practices in. I'm sure that they'll do at least one, but if you could squeeze in like 2 practices, that'd be really nice. But appreciate you again. And then Jose coming out the $1 super sticker and then followed that up with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Seriously. Rui Gabe Vando DK for Pascal Siakam. Who says no? So I wouldn't hate Pascal Siakam. I mean, I think Indiana says no, just because, maybe if you gave up a first, they paid, if I'm not mistaken, they paid pretty hefty for Pascal Siakam. My only problem with Siakam is he's another guy that's best at the 4. Like he could play the 3 better than Rui, but he's more of like a 4. Like he's the guy you want being that kind of 0.4 for you. Obviously, look, if you get Pascal Siakam, I wouldn't say no to that. His ability to just be versatile, defend multiple positions, all that stuff. He's just a guy that, long-term, like in a post-LeBron era, I would love to have Pascal Siakam. But to me, I want like that quicker, twitchier Wayne. I want that guy that's, Pascal Siakam, don't get me wrong, is athletic, can defend multiple positions, can play multiple positions, right? I don't want to sound like I'm trying to put him in a box or anything like that. But, there's some guys that just, they are best. Like they can, you can play this position, but you're best at this, right? Like, LeBron, could LeBron play the 3 if you needed him to? Sure. But at this stage of his career, he's best at the 4 to preserve himself, all that stuff. Rui Hachimura, right? You're playing him at the 3, but he's best at the 4, right? Like Pascal Siakam's one of those guys where I just think a lot of his advantages are best to exploit if he's slotted in at the 4. Right? When you have him slotted in at the 3, yes, you still have a lot of advantages because he's just a really good player. But, you kind of, teams can kind of match it better. Where at the 4 spot, he's kind of more of a mismatch. And his ability to rebound better and all that stuff. So personally, I would I don't think Indiana would do it. I think Indiana's the one that says no. But like I said, if you can get it done and make it happen, you get it done and make it happen. But appreciate you, Jose. Seriously. Another lucky win. Admire your consistency. Gaming. Let's go, Tyler. Great win. I was worried seeing we were down early and didn't know if it would be an adjustment for LeBron being back, but we got it done. Bron was really good too, man. We needed him for sure. Yeah, I mean, early on, I figured the Lakers would figure it out in the second half and would kind of piece together what they needed to piece together and make the adjustments at halftime. No, it's just, again, you credit Utah. They started off hot. They every time the Lakers went on a run, they went on a run. But it felt like one of those games like Lakers just got to get over the hump. Once they get over the hump, I think we'll be good. And then they got over the hump and they were good. LeBron was a huge part of that. But we also have seen at times where a team just, for whatever reason, can't get over the hump. So, I'm glad we were able to get it done. There was an adjustment, right? Like you saw. There was a little kind of trial and error. And I think there will be, right? Like I said it going in, like in the videos that I talked about, right? Like, don't be shocked if there's a little bit of a learning curve. Don't be shocked if there's, a little bit of adjustment period, right? Like, and again, you're trying to figure out, like, you have this roster and you actually have depth this time, right? And like genuine depth. I mean, even the starters, you can make an argument for like 6 guys to be the starters that, are not Ayton, Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves. So again, it's just a testament to this team. And Trade Connect. He sucks all the confidence. Yeah, just at this point. Bronny 3 got me hyped. Yeah, absolutely. That, and then Thero getting you another bucket. He's like insanely efficient right now. I love it. I wonder why Vando didn't play. Kind of surprised about that. Didn't watch the whole game, but caught the final moments of it. We get everyone now time to see who stays and who gets traded. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely going to be an evaluation period. It's definitely be an evaluation stretch. I would have personally probably thrown in Jared Vanderbilt when Keontae George was going off and couldn't miss and was lights out. At least put somebody with some length and some defensive versatility and prowess on him and just kind of see. Again, there's going to be nights where guys are going to get DMPs. There's going to be nights where it's like Jake LaRavia only played 6 minutes. Like, it's just how it works when you have the depth that you have, which is good. It's a good sign. Did you all like my vision? It was beautiful. I love it. Lakers have 3 players that can be primary playmakers on a contending team. It's crazy. Yeah. I mean, that's one of the big advantages. I mean, that was one of the advantages last season, and it just didn't, come to fruition. But if they can figure stuff out, again, you have something that no other team has. Right? Like, what team has 3 playmakers, let alone 3 playmakers, but 3 playmakers to the level of Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves? I mean, talking about guys that are genuine engines, like genuine offensive engines that all 3 individually. I mean, we know LeBron can play to an MVP level. Luka, we know, can play to an MVP level. And Austin Reeves, without Luka and LeBron, was playing in an MVP level. So, they should bring Rui off the bench. I don't like Rui Bron lineups. I agree. I'm hoping, like I mentioned, that it was nothing more than just, the familiarity element. First game back, kind of like he feeds off of, like, Rui knows how to play off of LeBron. LeBron knows where Rui's going to be on the court and stuff like that. So I'm hoping it's just kind of more of a familiarity thing. Team looked very good, yes. Everyone played well tonight. What are your thoughts on Vando not getting any minutes? Again, I'm disappointed, right? Because I thought that there were stretches where it would have been nice to kind of throw him out there. I don't want to put too much into it yet, right? It's only the first game, so I don't want to be like, oh, like, what is JJ? Like, again, if you're not going to play him and you can't find minutes because it's like, hey, we're going to play Rui at the 3 and the 4, and you're going to mix and match, and Jake LaRavia gives you 2-way play and all that stuff, and then Marcus Smart and all that, then fine. Then I think you need to trade him, right? And I don't want to see Vando traded, but like, if you're just going to have him ride the pine and he's making $10.5 million, then we have other needs, right? So again, I want to wait. I don't want to, jump to an immediate conclusion or, feel a type of way after one game. I talk about, the pendulum swing staying even keeled, at least for now. We get a couple games where he gets DMPs. Now I think we need to have a real talk. But our defense was so bad in the beginning. Can't have Rui out there defending on the perimeter. Agreed. You got to get, we picked it up. Even Rui, I thought, picked it up a little bit. But, it just, you can't have all that non-athleticism out there and then the lack of defense, right? Luka and Austin Reeves have actually been good defensively. They're not great. Like, they're not two guys that you're expecting to make like all defensive teams or anything like that, but they've been good. They've been what you need defensively, but you need that clear cut. Like, you need that anchor out on the wing is what you need. LeBron offense is great. I think he reserving himself on defense, and that's okay for me as long as he shows up on D like the Minnesota series. Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, he showed when AD went down last year and then ultimately was traded, he can be our defensive anchor, right? He anchored that defense, and the defense was the number one defense in all of basketball for a third of the season. Now, I'm not expecting them to be the best defense in all of basketball, but they're, in my opinion, they're going to be, if not the best offense in all of basketball, at worst, probably one of the top three. It's just the defense side of things. Can you at least be good enough? Right? Can you be top 12, top 15, something like that? Luka, Reeves, Vando, Braun, and Ayton lineup. I don't hate that. No, I talked about I'd probably go with Marcus Smart just because he gives you a little more two-way. Vando, I personally am all for, but need to start Smart over Rui. Yeah. The lineup of Braun, Reeves, and Ayton is amazing. Yeah. I mean, again, Ayton just plays well. Like, Reeves has really, and I've talked about it, like, Reeves has that connection with Ayton, and it's been great to see. Like, in my opinion, Austin Reeves has probably had the best connection with Ayton. Like, Luka's just good at just feeding the big man, period. But Luka and Jackson Hayes have played off of each other better than Ayton and Luka. Not that they've been bad together, but just again, Jackson Hayes just knows what to do, where to be, type thing, and he's just so explosive, right? Where Reeves has done a really good job of just finding Ayton and getting him in his spots, and LeBron did an amazing job with that. GG, my boss. Burr. DeAndre was great, yeah, without a doubt. DeAndre Ayton was fantastic this game. Had some big boy rebounds, some big boy plays. I like it. Ayton, Braun, and AR is an elite trio. Yeah, so something that I've talked about, Lakers need to find those kind of 5-man units, right? Lakers need to find, like, obviously you have your starting 5, of course, but then, like, what's the best Luka unit, right? Like, so for example, like, Luka has played really well this season with Jackson Hayes and Rui Hachimura, right? Rui Hachimura and Jackson Hayes have played really well off of Luka Doncic. So to me, again, you have your starting 5. Let's say it's, whatever, Luka, Austin Reeves, Marcus Smart, LeBron James, and DeAndre, right? Well, then you have your, like, hey, when Luka's out there, right, we have, Jackson Hayes and Rui Hachimura at the 4. And then who are those other 2? Let's say it's Marcus Smart and, whatever, Jake LaRavia, or let's say Jared Vanderbilt, right? So then now you have, or maybe Gabe Vincent. Okay, that'd probably be a better example, right? So now it's like, okay, those guys are, now that's your Luka unit. Okay, well, what's the Reeves unit? Okay, well, the Reeves unit, like DeAndre Ayton and LeBron James and Austin Reeves have been great as a 3-man game. Okay, well, then there you go. And then maybe Jake LaRavia is that other guy because, LeBron played well off of LaRavia. Austin Reeves and LaRavia have that connection. And then maybe it's Jared Vanderbilt, right? Like something like that, right? And you just kind of have these like 5-man units, these kind of pockets. So when Austin Reeves is out there and he's the primary ball handler, what's the best unit in which he can thrive? Boom, it's this. Right? What's the best unit when LeBron's the primary ball handler? Boom, it's this. What's the best unit when Luka's the primary ball handler? It's this. So then you have your starters, you have your closers, and then you have those kind of units that you're throwing out there. And I think that that's the best way to keep everyone fresh, keep everyone active, kind of get the data you need, find your rotation, all that stuff, but also maximize the supporting cast, right? Because they're going to play their best alongside the playmaker that they play best off of. And then also that maximize that playmaker, because that playmaker now has their best unit in which play the best off of them, if that makes sense. So we need to take advantage of this stretch. This is our golden opportunity to build a very nice win streak. I'm not worried about Braun scoring. I hope be back soon to do. There was the GOAT, Bronny half court. Yeah, it was beautiful, right? Like again, I trust this Lakers team, especially down the stretch. You know, I mean, realistically, I mean, you look at the schedule, it's like, man, they could go 12-0, right? Like they'll probably drop a game here and there. It's kind of the nature of the beast. You know, you get a game where, Utah shoots the lights out, but this time they don't miss, right? Or the Lakers just can't figure it out. Lakers have a bad night or whatever. But I mean, again, you just came off a 10-4 stretch. Can you do that? Can you go 10 or 9-3 in your next 12, something like that, or 10-2 in your next 12? Basically double up what you just did. And then we're in business, right? Like that's the idea. That's the goal. Cypher coming out the $5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I had to miss the game. How was LeBron looking out there with the team? Hey, no worries, Cypher. Again, coming out the $5. I appreciate that. LeBron, I thought looked great. Kind of give you a little insight. I mean, obviously LeBron, there's things that he needs to get back, right? His handle, like this thing he missed all season, right? Like, so, his handle wasn't as crisp, right? There, you could see his legs weren't quite there. His lift kind of missed a gimme there. Just didn't get the lift that he needed. All right, that'll come with time. I'm not worried about it at all. I don't think it's an age thing or anything. I think, again, it's just the guy hasn't played yet. Like, but as far as like him playing with the team, I thought he was great. I thought JJ did a good job. And I thought LeBron did a good job of LeBron kind of being, playing within the scheme, being passive, playing off ball, had a couple, knockdown threes, stuff like that. But then I thought JJ did a good job of kind of giving LeBron his pockets, right? Giving LeBron his little bubble to where he can kind of, be that kind of on ball guy, be that playmaker. And he just shredded Utah. I mean, it was a masterclass. It really was. I mean, that game, Lakers kind of blew that game out in the third, but then there was that, like, Utah made that stretch, that run in the fourth where it was just like, come on, Lakers, don't let them back in the game. And then just put the ball in LeBron's hands. And he didn't even score the basketball. He went on like a 12-0 run by himself in like a 3-minute span or whatever it was. And it was just on him making plays. He had a couple like back-to-back to Ayton, a couple back-to-back to LaRavia. Just, again, he had I think 6 straight assists during that stretch. So it was beautiful. It was a LeBron masterclass. His IQ still there. His vision's still there. A lot of the things that you want to see, with this team. So it was just, it was, like I said, it was just a masterclass. But I appreciate you. Thank you. Seriously, Cypher. Lakers bench scored over 40 plus points. Is awesome. Yes. Like I said, I think Lakers bench is going to be pretty good. I think one of the best things about this team getting healthy is our bench is going to be good again. Jazz played their arses off, but the Lakers were just too much. Yeah. I mean, look, Lakers eventually, the wear and tear weighs you down, right? It's just, you put enough weight on somebody, eventually it wears you down. And that's basically what it was. They came out, they were hot, credit them. But then, it's one of those things. Zero Vando minutes, almost zero Adu minutes. I'm not a fan of. Again, I don't want to overreact to just one game. Again, you're going to have nights where guys are going to get DMPs. You're not going to be able to play every guy every night for 10 minutes a night, right? Like, even if you did play every guy, you wouldn't be able to play them all, 15, 20 minutes, right? Adu Thero, he's the rookie, like I talked about. If Gabe Vincent shot the ball well this game, but like, if he can't be what we saw tonight and he's like inconsistent, kind of all over the place, I would rather go with the Adu Thero over him or Jared Vanderbilt over him, just because it just gives you better size, better length, better rebounding, more versatility on the defense side. Again, we got to kind of like let things develop before we start like jumping on like what is JJ doing, right? Like you got the wins. It's hard to be like, well, that was a bad call, right? Like, but again, we'll give things time. Luka 8 turnovers, yes. Luka has to do a better job taking care of the basketball. Austin Reeves, as Luka and Austin Reeves, part of it is you're so on ball, so heavy on ball. Both of those guys have had a lot of turnovers this season. Got to take care of the basketball. Luka had 8, Reeves had 4. LeBron did great. And LeBron usually, he's one of those guys that you look up and be like, man, got to take better care of the basketball. He didn't at all. I mean, it was, again, a masterclass. 12 assists with 1 turnover was amazing. But yeah, I mean, Luka had almost as many turnovers as assists. That's not going to cut it. You got to do a better job taking care of the basketball. I agree. Lakers have starters coming off the bench. Yes, and that's the beauty, right? Like that's one of it's one of the benefits now with everyone coming back healthy, starting to find their footing. Let's see. No one can say LeBron did not score much. He only took 7 shots. He provided exactly what they needed and makes the Lakers offense a true puzzle. Yeah, again, it's LeBron's smart enough to figure out, like, okay, I need to be more aggressive. This team needs me to be more aggressive, right? There's going to be those games where it's like, okay, I need to go on an 8-0 run by myself, and he'll do it. Right? There's going to be games where it's like, hey, I need to set guys up. I need to get guys going. Like Jake LaRavia's got the hot hand. Let me find him, right? Like, again, I thought LeBron James read this game very well, right? There was a couple spots where it was like, hey, this game might start getting away from us. LeBron hits a timely 3, right? Game start, they go on another run. LeBron hits a timely 3, right? LeBron and 1, right? Like those kind of things. It's just finding a spot. But like I said, he doesn't have his legs quite underneath him. Like the free throws, like I think part of that is just his lack of legs. I think that'll come. He'll be better. I mean, he's always been kind of hot and cold from the free throw line, but you guys get the point. I feel like the media doesn't realize how good DA has been for us. They got to put some respect on his name, bro. He's been on fire lately, and really this season got ourselves a beast. Look, he's been fantastic, but again, he's the 4th, 5th guy on the team. Like, those guys just usually don't get the credit or respect that they need. But, he's a guy that I think can. Miles Bridges ain't a good defender, and if you think Reeves 3 is inconsistent, then you're going to hate Bridges. Do you think he's capable of elevating like PJ Washington in Dallas? Yes. So Miles Bridges, couple contexts, right? One, he's playing on Charlotte, not a good defense team. Miles Bridges has been and was a better defense player than PJ Washington. Look what PJ Washington did on Dallas, right? Like Miles Bridges has the size, the length, athleticism, and physicality. Yes, his 3-point shot could be a little streaky at times, but again, he's young. He has you got to keep in mind, it's very different when you're playing alongside, even LaMelo Ball, right? As great as he is, he's not Luka as far as the playmaking goes and the vision and seeing you and hitting you in your shooting pocket and all those things. And then when he doesn't play, it's like, who's Charlotte's real playmaker, right? Like Miles Bridges on Charlotte has to create and self-create so much. I mean, watch those. I mean, he's dropping like 40 every other night, and it's all on self-creation. Imagine how easy his job would be and his efficiency and all that stuff if he's playing alongside Luka, who every time he is playing off ball is getting it right in his shooting pocket, or LeBron giving it to him right in his shooting pocket. Right now, he doesn't have to make the adjustments. Now the defender's in his face. He can just boom, boom, right? Like it's just one motion. Right? And then again, it's very different when it's like, hey, I'm the sole defensive player on this team and we're terrible, right? And then you go to a team like the Lakers where it's like, I'm playing for a championship. Like, one team's playing for a lottery pick every year. One team's trying to win an NBA championship and has Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves. Like, it's just, again, there's levels to this. Will probably be DMP or 10 minutes or less, depending on injury. I think, again, like there'll be nights where, he'll get probably 15 minutes. There'll be nights where he doesn't, again, you're not going to be able to play every single player 15 plus minutes every single night. Right, you have Jake LaRavia who had the hot hand tonight. Right, again, even Rui played 25 minutes. He's been averaging like 35 a night. I think on the season he's like 36 or something like that. Right, like so even he played 10 fewer minutes. Like again, you're gonna have to kind of figure that out. Rui seems confused and intimidated by LeBron's presence, hoping you're right otherwise. Yeah, I mean, again, it's first game back. I don't want to be too critical on everybody. Rui's been fantastic. I don't think he can be your starting three. I don't. As much as I like Rui Hachimura, if the concern is, because again, we've seen him check out. We have. As much as I like Rui, we've seen him check out when he goes to the bench. If that's the concern, you got to trade him. You do. As much as I love him, you got to trade him. But again, I want to give it time. I really do. Drip Show. Please don't forget the email address for the Drip Show canvas. Oh, thank you. Sorry, I'll have to dig through my email if you sent me something. I appreciate you. I'll look in the morning. I'm gonna finish up his live stream and go to bed because it's late. It's 1 a.m. But yeah, I'll have to do that. I'm sorry if I haven't responded. I like I said, just move. I got a ton of emails from just all the moving and all that stuff, and it's been crazy. Like every day I wake up and I'm just like, I don't even want to check them. So it's probably there. It's probably a little lost in translation, but I'll dig for it. I appreciate you. Lakers should pick a safer option and go for like the Wiggins and Herb Jones, who are already considered really good defenders and are more consistent and efficient. I mean, yeah, but again, it boils down to the cost, right? Like Herb Jones, you got to keep in mind, Herb Jones is probably going to have a lot of competition. There's a lot of teams that would probably love to have Herb Jones, that want Herb Jones. More competition means the less likely the Lakers can get them, right? I like Miles Bridges because of his athleticism, his ability to self-create. Like, he's a guy that's not solely reliant on Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves, right? Like, so in a post-LeBron era, it'd be nice to have a guy like Miles Bridges who can go get you 40 on any given night, but also he's a guy that can play either wing spot. Herb Jones, you don't want playing the 4. Herb can play the 2 or the 3, but could he play the 4 on occasion? Sure, but it's not really what you want. He's more of a 3. Same thing with Andrew Wiggins, 2-3. Another reason I like Miles Bridges is he's a guy that can slot into either forward spot. So, for example, let's say a Dude Thero becomes the guy we hope he can become. Well, then if he's your starting 3, you can just slide Bridges to the 4 and you're good, right? You can't really do that with Herb Jones, or you can't really do that with, so either A, it's like, okay, well then what are you trading Austin Reeves so that way you can play Jones at the 2 and Thero at the 3 and then going and getting the 4? Or do you keep those guys and just have those 2 guys out on the wing? Like, just things like that. I think that there's some benefits. Again, don't get me wrong. I love Herb Jones. Andrew Wiggins is more of a shorter term option, but if you can get him, I'd love it. Look, I just want a true starting level wing regardless. I love this chemistry, man. This is closest I think we've had since 2020 team. You might not be wrong. You're not wrong at all. I made a video about that very thing. And that's so key to being a good team. People may not realize Luka and Reeves are comedy men. Dude, they're like the buddy comedy. It's great. That Braun and Ayton connection looked good. Yeah, it looked very good. Ayton's going to feast on he is so, and this is why I said he was going to work. Like, I don't think people grasp how easy it is for DeAndre. DeAndre Ayton's just all giddy, and he's like, I love this team, and this is great. You know why? Because he doesn't have to do anything, right? Like, dude, just hit your spots, and you're going to get the basketball every time, right? Like, Austin Reeves, LeBron James, and Luka Doncic, you're talking about 3 of the best, offensive engines and playmakers in all of basketball, right? Like, Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves are, 2 of the best offensive engines ever. Just be in your spots and be ready. Guess what? You're going to get the basketball. I agree. I think we should have started smart, and I hope we would, feeling Rui was going to get to the spot. We need scoring off the bench more than scoring in the starting 5 need defense. Yeah. Again, I'm hoping it was just a familiarity thing, like I mentioned. I'm hoping that we, figure that out. Vano needs to start. I'm not against that at all. Hey, Tyler, point forward, LeBron, I am with it. Yes, beautiful. The way he just picked them apart was a masterclass. LeBron takes up 35 plus minutes, and that was Vano and Connect's minutes. Yeah, essentially. Not wrong. Especially if you're going to play Rui sometimes at the 4, things like that. Dude, LeBron let AR cook as it stands. Lakers haters in shambles. Yeah, look, again, that's the beauty. That's what I've been talking about, right? People told, like, again, go look at that LeBron channel or that LeBron video. I mean, people were, but the problem is none of those people actually read or listened to the video. Like, you can tell just by the comments. Not one of those people actually listened to the video. They just read the headline and were like, oh, I know what they're talking about, right? Like, again, if you listen to that video, I actually praise LeBron the entire time. Again, it's a testament to LeBron that he can make that adjustment. But again, LeBron, everything I said in that video, LeBron said himself, right? That's the other thing is so funny is everyone's like, oh, you're just a LeBron hater. So what, LeBron just hates himself? Because like, I didn't say anything in that video that LeBron didn't say himself. And then all of them were like, oh, LeBron said, like, my favorite was like, one of the comments was like, one of the comments was something like, man, what was it? It was LeBron. It was LeBron didn't say what you're saying. LeBron said he needs to fit in or whatever. And I was like, it's the same thing. Like, what is that? What is that? What do you think that entails? Right? Like, that doesn't mean he's gonna dominate the basketball. It's hilarious. But again, LeBron knows. LeBron said it, right? The only thing I said was like, it's one thing to say, it's another thing to actually do it. I need to actually see that happen. And I thought you saw it happen. Tyler, WTF, we haven't even talked about how Gabe Vincent got minutes and looked good tonight. Actually, one of the things I talked about when I did my opening little 10-minute dialogue that I usually do. I said even Gabe Vincent was good. I like the minutes that we got in Gabe Vincent. Again, if he continues to play that way, then you should play him. My thing is, like, if he does it, like if he's inconsistent, right, then I think you go with like a Thero or a Vando. Let's see. OKC has no chance against 100% fully Laker team. I mean, LeBron James alone does so much in that OKC matchup. Ruining all of the chemistry with his 12 assists. It's sickening. LeBron comes in and just ruins everything with his 12 assists. We have a Bron. Exactly. We have a Bron. He was absolutely dropping dimes. It was beautiful. Victor out for the Spurs for a few weeks helps the Lakers move up and stay in the top four. And the West, I mean, yeah, well, they have Castle, Wimby, and Dylan Harper all out for the next like 2 weeks. We have a Hulk LeBron. It's hilarious. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. It looked like whenever they received a pass from LeBron and shots were automatic, they all wanted that LeBron assisted highlight reel. Of course, it's LeBron's back. You want to make that connection. You want to catch that rock, right? You want to have that moment. LeBron percentage was good tonight. I liked his 3-point form. Yeah, he completely changed his 3-point form, which I thought was interesting. But again, I think, and I could be wrong, but so far I'm right. But it's one game. I don't want to get too big headed. But again, I think LeBron's going to have his most efficient season of his career, if not one of them. Right? Like, I mean, LeBron's had some pretty crazy efficient seasons, but I think he'll have one of them. Right? Like, I wouldn't be shocked in the slightest if he has like a 70% true shooting season or something like that. Like, when Luka struggles and Reeves breaking, LeBron will take over and do what he does. Yeah, exactly. That's the beauty, is you have LeBron when you need it, right? You're not always going to need Hulk LeBron. So why force it? That's literally everything I said in my breakdown videos is exactly what happened. Like, verbatim. Like, again, I don't think it's rocket science. I think it's as simple as like, hey, like, just go Lakers. What's up, Buck? Dude, seeing Rui out there walking around makes me want to get Wiggins so badly. I don't blame you. And I love Rui. I love Rui too. But again, if it's one of those things where you have to start him because you're concerned, you got to get off him. Again, you have to. I love Rui. You got to get off him. Vincent Vando, Connect, Kleba, first round draft pick. I will be shopping for something good. Lakers cooking up something. They won't let this great opportunity win championship. Yeah, I mean, you got to at least be involved. Like, it's pretty clear who our top like 7-8 guys are. I think outside of that, if you can package any of those guys and get like another guy, I think you got to do it. Lakers win the West, they win the championship. I agree. I think they do too. Man, Braun plays Jazz too easy. He's so good in passing. I know that when he's back, Ayton will have more opportunities because he's good all around and tricky passer. Luka's only good at the alley-oop pass. LeBron's really good with that wraparound pass, and especially if you're moving without the basketball, he'll find you. Like, that's the thing. You got to like. That's the thing that this team's gonna learn, and you saw it with Laravia and stuff like that. You gotta go. You gotta go. Yeah, first would be needed, included. Got it, Jose. Appreciate you. I wish everyone would realize teams are going to make the Lakers overplay for trades because of the Luka trade and all the blowback. Nico back. Yeah, but again, like, I'm not against overpaying if it's justified and makes sense, right? Like, if, say a Wiggins, right? Like, if after all is said and done, again, we got to give it some time, but like, we get through, closer to the trade deadline, and it's like, yeah, we still really need that starting three. If we have to overpay for Wiggins, and you overpay for Wiggins, right? Like, if that's the kind of missing piece, you do it, right? I never have an issue with overpaying if it's justified, if it's warranted, right? For example, Lakers trade for Luka Doncic, and then pretty significant overpay for Mark Williams. But it was justified. Obviously, the trade got rescinded, but it was a justified trade. It was like everyone recognized, like, hey, that's probably a pretty significant overpay, but it was warranted because you didn't have that center, right? So again, if we get closer to the deadline and it's like, okay, we really, that's the piece we need, is a Wiggins or something like that, then yeah, overpay. But there will be opportunities. The one thing that the Lakers have that a lot of teams don't, a lot of teams have expiring contracts, but not everyone has expiring contracts to the level that the Lakers do. That's where things, like, there's going to be a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of bad teams, right? Like, I mean, even teams like the Clippers, so like, there's a lot of teams that are going to be needing to retool at some point. LeBron GOAT James. LeBron already loved playing with Laravia and ADFX. I mean, he was just feasted. Lakers trade Dalton and Vincent and Rui for Miles Bridges and Sion James, but that will be crazy because Dalton going back to the Hornets. I mean, look, I would trade. I mean, you definitely have to give up your first for that. But if you could do it, then I would do it. What's up, Type? This was a tough one in the beginning, but took over at the right time and into the game. Yes, exactly. Yeah. I mean, this was a game that you're just kind of like, oh, this is not like, come on, Lakers, figure it out. And then you saw them kind of, once they gain control, they never relinquished it. And that's what matters. You need to trade him and connect. You very well might have to. Great job from Rob Pelinka, bringing Ayton, Smart, and number 12, Laravia FX. Rob had himself an off season, right? He deserves credit. It's why, I mean, I made a video about him, right? Because people want to criticize Rob Pelinka, and they're so quick to criticize Rob. But like, I haven't really seen very many people praise Rob, right? Like, and that's why I made that video a couple weeks ago, really just praising Rob because he deserves it. I think Rui is super expendable now. Put him in a package with DK and Maxey for a great player. Keep Gabe. Again, it just depends on what's available, what you can get. But if you can make it happen, make it happen. Go Lakers. Lakers need to trade Vando because too many faults and not scoring at all. Hey, I'm not against it if you make the right trade. Lakers need a power forward big. I mean, LeBron's going to play 35 minutes at the power forward, so it's a problem. Trade DK for Giannis, if only, right? But anyway, I got to the end of the chat, and good because we're about an hour in. Great game. We got 5 days off, right? Which I think is really good. Get you some rest, get you some health, things like that. I'll get a live stream in before the next game, just so we can talk and kind of break down stuff. I'm sure we'll get some news or something from at a camp, or not camp, but practice or something like that. So we can kind of go over and talk about some stuff, break down some stuff. Just have a fun stream before we go into that next Utah game on the road. And then we got a little bit of a homestand and stuff. Like I said, this stretch is going to be very important. I think these 5 days off are very crucial for this Lakers team. And I just think we're in a really good spot. I'm very excited for this, but we'll see. We'll see how this all plays out. Obviously it's a game at a time. Got the first win. I love it. I love seeing what we saw. But Everyone that hung out with me, seriously, I appreciate you guys. Seriously, thank you so very much. Everyone that gave me super chats, thank you very much. Seriously, it helps me out a ton. I'll see you guys in the next one. On your way out, please hit that like button for me. If you haven't yet, it helps me out a lot. And then also, in the post stream, and then subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. But beyond that, thank you all very much. And let's go get this other win against Utah and, continue to keep the win streak alive. But appreciate y'all, and I will see you all in the next one.